Happy Saturday and welcome to Unicorn Dust Designs, you guys. My name is Sammy and today we are getting into Christmas. I couldn't wait any longer. I was trying to hold off and wait until October was over and then jump into Christmas, but I feel like most of IOD's new release was Christmas and I'm like jonesing to play with it. So, here we are. So, I'm going to take these little tiny embroidery hoops, you guys. I have had these for years. I ordered them on Amazon and never did anything with them. I am taking this old napkin. I love to repurpose old linens and give them new life again. So this was a stained up napkin. So I'm going to put it in the embroidery hoop. I'm going to cut around the embroidery hoop. Now make sure you keep just a tad bit of fabric on there. That way we can glue it to the embroidery hoop when we are done. Next, I'm going to take Partridge Lane. And you guys, I still have all of the new release in stock on my website. I'm going to push the little swan through, and the transfers do have a little tack, you guys. So they will kind of cling to the fabric. But keep in mind, it takes a little bit more elbow grease to get the transfers on the fabric. So you have to take your time. You got to put a little bit more in it, okay? A little bit of And do not pull on the fabric as you are putting the transfer on. If you pull on the fabric, which I did, and that's how I learned, it is going to crack your transfer. And then you're going to burnish it just like you do any other transfer that we put on any other surface. I'm going to put the cloth back in, and then I'm going to tighten it up. Now on the back, I'm going to take just a little itty bitty hot glue, and I'm going to push the fabric towards the center. That way our fabric stays very tight and it does not cause sagging. And once that is done, we're going to also grab this old tablecloth, and I thought it was so pretty. And this, you guys, this is a great way, like I said, to repurpose linens. If you have your grandma's or your mom's or your aunt's linens in the basement, in the closet, take those out and repurpose them so you can enjoy them again, so they can bring back memories for you. What a special way, instead of them sitting in a closet not being loved, to put them on display again. So we are going to take this tablecloth, which I've used many times now, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to glue it around the edges so that we don't have any sagging going on. And you guys could clear these with like fabric Mod Podge, but I don't find the need to. Then I'm going to take these little presents. Now, this is from the Santa sleigh mold from last year, which I do have in stock. And I do have these in my resin shows on Whatnot as well. The next one will be, I think, next Friday. And I am going to use crinoline and petticoat pink for this. You can add glitter. You can just really do these up, but I loved the simplicity of them with the lacy background. They just look so pretty. So after I dried them, you guys, I did put Big Top on them as a sealer. Then I'm just going to apply some hot glue, and I'm going to stick those right on top of the tablecloth. And of course, we have to accessorize. So I'm going to take this glittery twine. I think this is from Michael's. Do you guys remember where everything is from? Because I pull stuff out and I'm like, who knows when I got this. So I will tie a knot onto each one of them, so of course it could hang. And then I'm going to add a bow. I was on the struggle bus, you guys, because I was trying to tie these like a regular bow and it just wasn't happening. So I do my like loop over my little ribbon and then pinch it in the middle and then go ahead and tie it off. I am using just a polyester fabric that I used for my fabric bows and a little bit of chiffon. I'm going to tie that off in the middle. And you guys, you can get crazy with these. These would look stunning with rhinestones, or instead of twine, use pearls to hang them from. They're just so feminine. I love the pinks in this booklet, but there are so many other colors like reds and blacks as well. It's not just full of pink. So definitely check out Partridge Lane on my website. And this is how they turned out. Look at how pretty Those are. I really, really do love the little presents on there. I might do more with the resin pieces. And then here are just a few of the transfers that I chose. Just so pretty and very easy to make. And we got to repurpose some old linens. Now this next one, another cheese box. Sorry for the grittiness. I was talking on my phone before filming, and you know how that goes. So I am going to take Monet's Garden. Just doesn't that sound fancy? Monet's Garden. And this is a very rich, regal dark green. It is absolute perfection for Christmas. I am going to paint the entire top of the box, sides of the box, all of the box, you guys. It's all going to be painted in the Monet color. Then from the Emporium foil transfer book, and we're going to use Clementine again, I'm going to take this foil transfer sheet. Now, I want to make very clear, I have no intention of this fully showing up, meaning I don't want the graphic looking clean and tidy. I am going to put this baby on the lid, and I'm just going to start rubbing in like all directions, everywhere, anywhere. I want it to look like this has worn over time. Do you guys catch a theme with my upcycles here? I don't like anything looking brand new or store-bought. I want these to look worn and used and beautiful. So I'm speeding up the process here for you guys just to kind of show you that I am just going in all different directions with this. And then as you pull it up, it almost looks like a gold flake, but when you see it in person, you can see some of the images in their entirety and then some that are kind of, not all there. And so it kind of looks like they've worn away. Now, as I was doing the edges, I will say that the looser I was holding that foil against it, the easier it came off. So I might have to try that the next time I do a foil transfer. Now taking Clementine. You guys, this is the transfer book that I said I did not think was going to be my favorite and I was not impressed with. And then I got it in my hands and I was like, I'm probably going to use this a lot. Now, what I learned with this transfer, you guys, is that the less pressure, the better. When I was trying to go all in on this and I was trying to like push down with pressure, what was happening was the transfer was bringing up the gold foil underneath it. So the softer I was with pushing the transfer down, the more success I had with the transfer releasing. So remember that if you're layering these on top of the gold foil transfers, because I was like, oh my gosh, I hope this does not bring up the paint and it's one of those, you guys know the transfer where it brings up the paint and then you're devastated. I was thinking it was going to be that, but it was my error, okay? So I was just patient. I was trying to use less pressure. And then you guys, instead of burnishing, what we do is we take our finger, okay? If you try to burnish, you're going to pill up some of that gold foil or it's going to pill back on itself and look silver instead of gold. So I just use my finger to do it. Then I'm going to clear it with Big Top. And I chose Big Top because it has a little bit of sheen still. And it just, I think, helps the foil transfers a little bit more. And then, of course, once it dries, we turn it into a beautiful vignette. And this is how it looks. Anytime I do these foil transfers, you guys, I never do them justice recording them because in person, it is just stunning how metallic and reflective it is. And then that Clementine transfer, how it pops. Oh my gosh. All right. This one was a wild card, you guys. So I took this vintage frame. Nobody bought it, so I'm upcycling it. I am going to distress it with the candle. This has been my go-to for distressing. I find that I like the way it looks more than the crackle medium. You guys, I still have to try the Pin Tart fine crackle medium, but I don't know why it scares me. It looks so hard. But something went wrong. I did not clean this piece. I'll be transparent. I didn't clean this piece beforehand, and I think that's why something happens later, which I'll show you. I'm going to take Barn Quilt by JRV Cottage Colors. And I don't know, you guys, if this is my favorite Christmas red or not. I chose it because it has the built-in sealer. And I was like, great, that's one less step that I have to take. But it's like a country red. So I guess it's just preference. I prefer more of like a brighter, the marquee color red for Christmas colors, but it did look so good when you see the setup, you guys. So I'm going to do 2 coats of the Barn Quilt JRV Cottage color. I'm going to let that thoroughly dry. Now, while that is drying, I am going to take Christmas Joy Transfer Book, and I am going to put this was actually the back of the frame. And you guys, of course, I could have, but I didn't because it was wet and I didn't think about it beforehand. I should have taken the frame and traced out, the holes, the ovals, so I know where to place my transfers. However, I did not do that. So luckily, this plexiglass was so old, it had the oval imprinted in there. So I was just cutting transfers and then using it as a guide and just going for it. And I am just putting this on the cardboard backing. I thought of using a darker cardstock, but I really liked how the image on the bottom and the top pop against this like creamy background. So it was actually even easier. Now, here's where it got dicey. So I grabbed my shipping tape as we usually do. And when I pull this up, you guys see it. It is pulling up a lot. Usually when I use the candle method, it does not pull up this much. So I am thinking that the frame was really dirty, obviously. It had oils, tannins, all of the things from just its life out there in the world. And the paint in general wasn't like adhering the way it would. Plus I added the candle wax. So there we go. But I went with it. It reminds me that grandma had it in her attic, then in the basement, and then she pulled it out every single Christmas over and over again as like the paint was chipping away through the years. I put that backing back in, you guys, and look at the setup. I seriously think creating a beautiful vignette can completely change an item because I was not feeling this until I put it together with these tins we made and the scale, and it looked like just an old market. I loved it. So you guys, if you enjoyed this, please let me know down in the comments, and I cannot wait to see you next week for Craftin' 101. Thank you guys so much.